business, but we're going to tackle a little bit of networking in the corporate space. Amen. So let's just go to our very first part, and that is around building skills. Amen. And I think all of us have heard the saying that the only constant in the world is what? Is change, right? The only constant is change. So when things are changing in the corporate world, you also need to constantly evolve. So there's new technology that is coming through. Last week we spoke about all those new careers that are coming through in our industries and in the markets. So as an individual who's growing and wants to develop a successful career in corporate, amen, you need to make sure that you're always building on your skills. It's one of the crucial elements that allows you to just continue to be marketable as well. And one would ask, what does building your skills actually do? What does it yield? Because I've got my degree, I've got the job, I'm set. But this is what it does. There's two very important things. The first one is adaptability. Amen. It makes you adaptable with the changing world that we are in. As you are continually building your skills, as a successful professional, it makes you adaptable to the changes that are happening on the outside. Amen. So you don't stay stagnant, but you're also able to contribute where there are changes in the business. And the second one is that it helps you to remain relevant. So we all know that we live in a very competitive world. Amen. All of you who know about AI and, many people saying AI is going to take your job. I don't believe so, because we always need human skills, right? And as long as you're continuously building on your skills, you are going to remain relevant. Amen. And now the next, natural question would be, but how do I build on my skills? So I want to build my skills. I want to make sure that I remain relevant. But how do I do it? And here are 3 ways of doing it. On the job training. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to go and get another degree or study another certification, but on the job, there are people that you can identify that can assist you to gain the skill that you desire. The second one is you can go the conventional way, and you can go on an online course or a certification. A lot of us in the room know about LinkedIn. There's something called LinkedIn Learning, and a lot of those courses are actually free. There's a program also called Udemy, and they also offer a lot of skills building programs that are free that you can actually plug into to make sure that you're continuously growing. The second one is workshops and seminars. So attend seminars, attend workshops, as long as it has to do with your career and where it is you want to go. And then the last one is mentorship. Mentorship is so important. Some of the things that we learn in the business world cannot be learned from a book. Amen. You learn it from someone else, someone who's actually been through it. So look and seek for a mentor, someone that you want to be like, and ask them if they can mentor you. And sometimes you can even have mentoring from afar. So you watch someone and the products that they produce and how you can glean from what it is they have that you desire to have as well. Amen. And then the next one, which is a very important one in terms of building skills, is what is called soft skills versus hard skills. And I love this quote here. It says, your career success in the workplace of today, independent of technical expertise, depends on the quality of your people skills. Now, the higher you go in corporate, people will tell you that it's not just about your skills. Amen. It is about your soft skills, or as other people love to call it, about your human skills. So some people also say that, some of the best leaders in corporate and in business are people who have great human or great soft skills. So this is something that you also want to make sure that you develop as you grow in your career. Amen. Now, that was the first part in terms of building our skills. The second one, I'm going to go through it quickly, is networking. The power of networking. Now, when you look at networking, it builds these following beautiful things in your life. There is access to opportunities. Sometimes there are opportunities when we network that we don't get on career.com. Amen. A lot of people will tell you that, I got this job via word of mouth. And that's because of networking. The second one is that it then advances your career. And lastly, it allows you to knowledge share. Amen. So it's very important to always make sure that you are networking. And then how do we network? Number one, attend industry events. Once again, it's about being out there and making sure that you are involved in the field that you're in. The second one is leverage off of social media. Amen. And I just want to stop here really quickly and remind everyone, as you are building your career, be conscious of what you put on social media. Amen. A lot of employees nowadays are going on a media search. They look at your CV very quickly, and then they go on a media search to see what you're about, to see what are your thoughts, to see what are your movements. Amen. What is your brand? A few months ago, we spoke about branding. They go and see what is your brand in order to make a decision about whether they either hire you or promote you to a certain position. So it's important to leverage off of social media, so be conscious of what you put on your social media. Amen. And then join professional organizations. And then last but not least, and something that we often forget when we're networking, is that we also need to offer value. Amen. So as you are networking and someone gives you value, you also need to make sure that you give value back. I love what Pastor Israel always says. He says his definition of honor is when you see value in someone else and you respond with value. So as you are networking and you receive value, you also ought to make sure that you give out value. Amen. And then just managing your network, regular follow-ups, and be genuine. Be who you are. You can only pretend for so long. So as you are networking, as you are building up your social media profile, also make sure that you continue to be genuine to who you are. Last week, we spoke about, really assessing who you are in terms of where you want to be in your career and your values. And it's coming out today as well, that at the core of networking, it's also about remaining authentic. Amen. Amen. And then the last thing that I want to do this morning is I want to, there's a call of action that I want to call everyone to. And I want us to do these two things. And I will check on the fourth week to see who has done it. The first one is I want you to identify what skill do I need to grow to my next. What's your next? And what skill do you need in order to grow it? And then identify what are the actions are you going to take for the next 6 to 12 months. I've given you some ideas in terms of what to do to grow in a skill. And then the second one is what network opportunities am I going to take advantage of in the next 6 to 12 months to make sure that I grow. And as we continue in this series of how to build a successful career, I hope that you remember it's important, one, to continue to build on your skills, and number two, it's important to continue to network. And the important thing there is that as you receive value, you also need to give out value. Amen. Amen. I hope that has blessed you. I'm going to call on Karabo to give us our generosity.